Alright, here we go. This is my Armityle Chaos Phantasm deck, Sacred Beasts. We have a classic deck list. It's all on YGO Pro. If you want all this basic stuff, we have Foolish Burial for quick sending of anything to the deck to get it back using opening. We have Layer of Darkness and Fallen Paradise. We have Foolish Burial Goods as of opening and awakening second effect, where if you control level 10, you can recycle continuous traps. Imperm, Ash Blossom, effect filler for staples and hand traps. Of course, the main beasts and their sacred beasts. Cerulean Skyfire to use in pair with Haman. Let's see here. Greater Polymerization in case I don't need to worry about taking damage via Awakening, and DFD in case I do need to worry about taking damage, but I don't care so much about piercing. The main reason I include Greater Polymerization is because of mirror cards. So, give me just a moment. So, where is it? I just saw it a little while ago. Let me just find it real quick. I believe I'm going to say it's one more over then. Yeah, this one, Mirror Sword Knight. So the illusions and mirror cards, as they cannot be destroyed by battle, and so if they put them in defense position, then they just take no damage. It's an infinite wall. So I do need greater poly for some situations. Raigeki for just normal support. Same with United. It just boosts my Armityle a little bit. And then Veil of Darkness. Veil of Darkness is just to draw some more cards. Same with Fallen, realistically. So that's the deck list. Let's go ahead and do a few practice duels with it. So this is actually a fairly bad hand. You can't really do anything with it. So generally you always want to go second. And see, even then, it's a bad hand. So there's very rarely a brick up. I've been able to play probably close to 50 duels without it actually getting bricked. Uh, See, this is slightly better. It's still not great, though. The issue I come to see with this is the fact of you literally... Okay, even here. Okay, so this is a little bit better. So I can use Chaos Summoning Beast in order to tribute it out to go into Raviel. Then I can use Fallen Paradise and then activate it to draw 2 more cards. See, that's the best I could actually realistically do here. Um, at least until next turn. So, yeah. Here's a little bit of a better hand that I have. So you would go opening of the Spirit Gates, and then go into Dark Beckoning Beast. Now, the reasoning for this is because both of these cards are an add effect. It's just a thing of this one is only monster, this one is any card. So I specifically want both of these as and since I have uh, Fallen Paradise in my hand, what I'm going to use this Dark Beckoning Beast for is actually going to be to get another opening. Now here's why. So then Dark Beckoning Beast's second effect, I'm going to tribute it in order to go into Summoning Beast. Then using Summoning Beast, I'm going to tribute out and go into a defense position, Hamon. Or Haman, either way you want to put it. Face up. So then at this point, Opening of the Spirit Gates has a second effect where I can discard a card. No, I didn't want a token. I can discard one of my cards in my hand in order to bring back a Dark Summoning, or realistically, any 0/0 Fiend. And since Haman is in defense position, your opponent cannot attack Dark Summoning Beast. Now, then you would go Fallen Paradise, draw 2, and see, now you have a hand trap, you have an anti-Raigeki to set, and you have an extra lord in your hand. So then what you would realistically do is you would go Dark Summoning Beast, get... I don't know. I don't see why you wouldn't use Furia, but I guess then again, you wouldn't really be able to use DFD unless you drew it, which I mean, for the purposes of this, I wouldn't. But I would still have Greater Poly, so yeah, I guess that would work. Yeah. So then you would most likely, depending on what you would draw. Anyways, that was too many. Let me try and get a good hand here. Most of them are pretty mid hands. See, that's a good hand. Actually, this is a really good hand if I made a few minor adjustments. So instead of Lair, I would actually probably prefer to get Dark Beckoning. Now, keep in mind, the only reason I ever need Greater Poly is for the piercing battle damage. Because remember, Fallen Paradise protects all my Sacred Beasts from card effects being destroyed or targeted by them. So, Dark Beckoning Beast activates. And then at this point, I would probably just straight up add one of the Sacred Beasts. Probably going to add a Uria. Then I would go opening into Chaos Summoning Beast. Then I would tribute into... Well, it would help if it would actually cross out. Okay, I would tribute into a Dark Summoning Beast. I would activate its effect to go out into defense position Heyman once again. But then, instead of doing the normal and discarding out, I think what I'm going to do is this is probably where I would end it at this point. Because no, actually, I probably wouldn't. I would just probably straight up discard into it. Because at that point, I could just straight up get into Fallen Paradise. Also, this was not meant to go there. Okay, there we go. And then banish out into Fallen Paradise. And let me banish this real quick. So then at this point, you would just plop down Fallen Paradise, draw 2, set Awakening immediately, also set Imperm, and then just wait out your turn, I guess. Because at this point, you've set up a decent board. You have Heyman, you have Opening, and then on draw phase, you would chain into Awakening. So then you gain a bunch of life points. See, that's what I mean by the Greater Poly. If I'm not worried about taking damage because of the Awakening gain LP boost, I don't need to worry about it at all. I can just straight up use it. Because then I'm gaining the same amount. So there's no real point to have the no damage. See my point? Monster Center. And then, of course, I would probably want to get all 3 of the Sacred Beasts onto the field. But, or at least 2 of them. If you have at least 2 of them, you negate the activated effects of monsters. So, but any monster sent to the graveyard or banished is just a bonus. So, this one is for continuous traps, of course. Now, let's see here. What can I do? Now, of course, the reason sometimes you would add an opening and then use its effect to go graveyard it is because of you can get it back as long as you have one of the Sacred Beasts on the field or another level 10. So it just helps. So after end, you would just draw, and then you would activate, draw 2. So now with Greater Poly, here's the thing. I don't know if you would really want to use Greater Poly. So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say you would probably want to activate Cerulean. Or no. Don't activate Cerulean. Keep that in hand. Because that's a good way to discard in order to get your Dark Summoning Beast back. So what you do, you tribute out of Dark Summoning, go into probably Raviel. Now, since I have Awakening, I would just Greater Polymerization, destroy, and then discard one, and then go into the extra. So, of course, this means piercing battle damage, and it cannot be destroyed by card effects. So, with Awakening, I'm not worried at all. Uh, you know, and then uh, since I can just straight up go, well, and then I could even, if I really wanted to, I could DFD, banish, banish, straight up into 2 Armityles first turn, or close to first turn. So no, that's the reason we like using this deck. Now of course with this you have 20,000, you have 10k of piercing battle damage, uh, and also one that cannot be destroyed by card effects even with Fallen Paradise, and one that has 10k of just normal damage, doesn't take battle damage, and uh anything. So that's basically like a really good hand right there for setup. I'll play one more hand with you guys real quick, and then we'll be finished. So I'm gonna make this like the most goated hand ever, just to show you guys how powerful this thing really can be. So, of course, to really kick this, you need those 4 greater. So this one right here, this hand right here, can get you 2 Armityles first turn. And here's how. You do Dark Beckoning to go into one of the Sacred Beasts. Then you do Opening to go into another Sacred Beast. Then you Tribute to go into... Oh, and then you Tribute again to go into yet another Sacred Beast. So I'm using Heyman here. So then you would do Opening to discard to get Dark Summoning back. Oh, by the way, instead of adding an extra Heyman, what you'd probably do is add Uria, but you know, I'm me. You'd banish. I like Heyman the most. And then you would activate Fallen, draw 2, and see, you just straight up got another 2. So you're set for next turn. But of course, if you weren't me and like Heyman so much to keep one on the field, you would, instead of getting this Heyman, what you would do is you would go and then put that bottom, and then you would do a Uria instead, and then you would Greater Poly. Well, no, you probably wouldn't Greater Poly yet, because you would need an extra Heyman. So yeah, either way. But it can get you very close. So if you are lucky enough to draw the missing Sacred Beast you need, like a Heyman or a Uria, or a Raviel, then you can Greater Poly into whatever, and then DFD straight up back. So that's kind of where this deck hole leads. Now of course, next turn you would have drawn, yeah, see, and then you could Greater Poly out of these 3 to get Armityle, and then you just like, you know, set Imperm, activate another Opening, activate that, just go through the loop again. So yep, that's the whole thing. Hope you guys enjoyed this little, you know, fun dual teachers, and I'll see you next time.